First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante Davis.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith Overseer.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
Yo, happy Friday, my good people. I know it's Friday evening, so thank you for taking the time to join us here at the 3-Man Weave podcast and the smooth sounds of your boy. It's like that. I am your host, AJ, bringing you another episode of the 3-Man Weave podcast. Who I got with me?
It's your boy Hill, and Hill gonna heal regardless, baby. Let's get it.
Yes, and so you will be hearing a very excited child in the background. I thought he would be asleep. He most certainly is not, and he is full of vigor and energy. So guess what? Yeah,
I'm finally glad it's somebody else, child, other than mine.
I know how I go. Tell them where they can find us, my boy.
You catch us all major podcast platforms, 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Let's get right to it.
Yeah.
So let's cut it. Let's get right to it, man. Apparently, you were talking trash the other day. This is I got Ross pressing you out immediately once we finished the intro. So,
yeah, of course. I understand. I wasn't talking to kindly about your team, but it was more so trying to be realistic. I know sometimes, Ross, man, you can get a little bit too engaged in, I'm just trying to bring you to earth with the rest of us. And you actually brought it up. But I do owe you 100 push-ups, and I am going to, make sure you receive those before this weekend is out. Yesterday was upper body day, so I couldn't get an extra 100. Sorry, pause if necessary.
And shouts out.
What? Oh, he said I was. Well, the thing about it is,
hey,
every single day though, I found out you got another kid. Every day, it's like, wait, you got another one, and. For all those out there, it's been about 4 separate times. Ross just been texting us and was like, yeah, man, I'm watching the game and the hospital TV. Why are you in the hospital? Oh, I'm about to have my daughter. What? It's the 3rd time this week.
Ross Cromartie.
No, he don't. He's trolling. We gotta take that offline. We got to take that offline.
Get the graphics in order so you can go ahead and move this thing over, man. Because I'm definitely
because boy out here like Antonio Cromartie.
You know what I'm saying? That boy Ross Cannon, Nick Cannon out here.
That nigga don't miss. Man, look.
Shouts out to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson did say, I don't think we do a lot of different stuff, to be honest. I watch football on Sundays and I see a lot of teams mix it up. I don't think we do that. And this is talking about the Jets offense. And I know everybody's just waiting. They just waiting for me to just bash Aaron Rodgers and go ahead and go off. But the reason why I got this on here is totally different, because I'm glad that he said what he said. I watch football on Sundays. And when he said that, I've been sitting on this question for a long time. I always wonder, do other players watch other games and say, I wish my team would use me like this. I wish I would do this. Like, for example, I was never opposed for Sean Payton to come into Dallas, because I wanted Sean Payton to use Dez in that Michael Thomas role. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? If we utilize them like that, what could we see differently? And I always wondered it, and I know you can't answer this per se, but I always wondered, players sit there and be like, man, I wish they would rush me off the edge like this. Man, I wish we would play more man-to-man coverage. Man, I wish I could come off this wide receiver, this smoke screen like this, immediately get the ball in my hands. Man, I wish we could run a toss sweep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do other players do that. And for him to say, I watch football on Sunday, I see a lot of teams mix it up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so my thing really,
He missed you. I think he missed you last week, I believe.
bro, aren't you an Eagles fan? We play the Eagles later. Like, relax. We will play the Eagles soon enough. Anyway, I would hope, that players would do that, because I'd be hoping that my team will do that. It's like when, how many, well, I can't, it's not even that many, but like ever since we got Zach Taylor, I've always said, hey, we should be using Ja'Marr Chase in that Cooper Kupp role. Like, you don't got to be 100% of the time, but he is the most dynamic player that we got. And then after that Super Bowl run, when teams started playing us in cover 2, that's when I really was like, hey, stop sending him trying to do these deep outs and, go balls and all of that stuff, when you can work him over the middle and create mix matches, get him his touches, and he's, the most explosive player that we got. And then you could still try and move him around to the outside, but he was very versatile. It's also like, hey, why are we always just rushing Trey Hendrickson from the right side? And even though sometimes we go against a team and their right tackle is the worst right tackle in the NFL, but we keep, Trey Hendrickson, we got him running, beating his head against Trent Williams all game. Go ahead.
In that instance, for just
no, I get what you're saying. I know.
I'm asking, do you really think that he's versatile to go on the other side? Because I do know, if we just gonna keep it to my team, like DeMarcus can only be a left end. DeMarcus Lawrence can only be a left end for us. Like, we've moved him to the right, and we've seen him be completely a totally different player. You know what I'm saying?
Right, of course.
In regards to rushing the passer, like I said, he can stop the run on both sides. He equally, it don't matter on that. But I'm talking about rushing the passer for him. Like, he can only be a left end. So it's like, do you really think that Trey would have the effectiveness if you actually moved him around like other pass rushers do?
So the thing about it is, I believe when he was in New Orleans, he was rushing from the left end, because he would come in and spell Cam Jordan sometimes. So he would move around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily saying he's, as effective as he is on the right side, but in my head is, are you more effective on the right side versus Trent Williams, or on the left side versus Colton McKivitz?
Yeah, I definitely get that.
You get what I'm saying? So that's really all I'm saying. And it's kind of like that. But then there's also some other players where I'd be like, man, y'all using that dude wrong.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, even on other teams, you just be watching certain games, and it's like, now, like with Zach Robinson, we saw it with Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it with Drake London, and I was like, that's similar to what I was saying about my Ja'Marr Chase theory. It's like, bro, just you got him the ball 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, regardless, something good is bound to happen. And say what you like, and that's like, this is my last time I'll like take this back to my team. But wherever you have Ja'Marr Chase ranked in the hierarchy of receivers, in my heart of hearts, I believe Ja'Marr Chase is the best receiver in the NFL with the football in his hands. Like, when it comes to like getting stuff after the catch, I think he is the best at that. Because he basically is like, he's almost built like a running back. He's hard to tackle. He's always, fighting for extra yards, and he's super shifty. Like, there's plenty of times, like, like we've seen, that Chiefs game where he basically caught a stop route and beat the whole Chiefs defense. The Baltimore Ravens game, when he, basically on a slant broke, 3 tackles, where it's like he's down and took it to the house. And then what we saw against the Panthers game. So it's just like, don't always just make him go try and get those low percentage deep balls. Like, just put the ball in his hands and see what he does and make a man miss. Oh, and just because Ross is here, what he did to Christian Fulton in the playoff game, and he basically, took a smoke screen, made a miss, and then he took it 60 yards. You know what I'm saying? So just get the ball in that boy's hands.
Yeah, man, I'm good. So I was sitting on that one, man, because I was kind of gonna keep it. I might have saved it for Dallas duo because I was gonna kind of keep it Dallas centric when I was thinking it. Yeah. But I'm like, when he said it, I'm like, you know what? Oh, thank you. It just great. Validated some things I was thinking, man. But we got somebody that requested a trade, man. He tried to ready to get out of there, man. And of course, you knew the number one headline for once. It wasn't just Dallas this time as the number one headline for where he should go. But Davante Adams has requested a trade. And let's just discuss this, man. Before we get to the destinations, like, are you kind of shocked that we finally got to this point?
I'm not shocked that we got to this point. I kind of foresaw it because, again, once they traded Derek Carr, when he got there, it's like, hey, that's why he wanted, like, that's the reason he wanted to go there, because he, like, because of the uncertainty with Aaron Rodgers, it was like, hey, I'm trying to go ball with my college partner.
Yeah.
And then y'all trade him. Not only do y'all trade him, y'all give me Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah,
like, nah, this ain't what I asked for. And so that's more so like not the writing was on the wall, but I knew that it would get to a point where it would just get real nasty, and eventually it was gonna come to a head eventually.
If they would have drafted Michael Penix, this was salvageable. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they couldn't, you know what I'm saying? It was inevitable at that point. You know what I'm saying? Even though Gardner Minshew hasn't looked trash,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's been serviceable. Even Davante had an amazing game against the Ravens. So it's not,
and
like,
that team is actually better than we expected.
Yeah, so it's not like it's just god awful out there. You know what I'm saying? Now some things might have just happened, and he was like, you know what, I see it, but get me up out of here before it gets worse. So I get it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just explained how it was inevitable, but let's get to some of these destinations, man. Of course, with his age, he's going to want to go to a contending team.
Is he?
Yeah, he got his money. You know what I'm saying? He got his money. Of course, he probably want to go to a team to secure some more funding. Of course, you know what I'm saying that. But with his age, yeah, I will repeat, he wants to go to a contending team. There's no way where, for example, he's not going to be like, "Hey, send me to Arizona, I'm cool." You know what I'm saying? Send me to New York, I'm cool. I mean, the Giants. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say,
send me to the Patriots, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
So, pretty much, it's like, for me personally, it's like, I'm not necessarily certain, is it about winning or is it about just not going to a terrible team where he has the opportunity to at least be in the conversation? Because
what conversation?
Like, to compete for, like, just not a trash team, if you get what I'm saying. So, like, if he wants to play, like, because he wanted to play with Derek Carr in Oakland. So because to me, if he wants to play with Derek Carr again, I'm not sure if that's basically, oh, I want to necessarily, like, I want to win, I want to go for a championship type move. You get what I'm saying? If he goes to Buffalo, then maybe that's more so of a I want to go for it type move. maybe the Jets could still be considered a go for a type move just off of basically the narrative and the hype. You get what I'm saying? And then now you have, because it's as like when we seen with the Jets when they played the Broncos, you shut down Garrett Wilson, you shut down everything.
But that was his gripe. His gripe was more so about the offense that Aaron wants to run. And you know what I'm saying? And that's that's the problem. I mean, they have other, like you say, Mike Williams has looked serviceable. Like you said, everybody was loving him when they beat the brakes off the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? They was loving Mike Williams then. They was loving Alan Lazard then. They was loving Tyler Conklin then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When he was utilizing other weapons then, when the offense looked good. But we know what this offense is. The offense is going to be stagnant. I mean, we knew that's not sustainable. But we don't even know if his play is sustainable, to be quite honest. And that offense is archaic. And that's the offense that he wants to run.
Right.
You know
but another reason why I think that, to me, at the top of the list is the Saints and the Jets is because of that familiarity. And we know who's the GM with the Jets. So basically,
him going to the Saints and the Jets, of course, that's going to be, I'm going to play with my homeboys. But at the end of the day, people was just raving about the Saints the first 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they lost a tough game to the Eagles, and then they lost another tough game to the Falcons. But those men seem like they just look like fool's gold. You know what I'm saying? They look like they could still be a contending team if they had him.
But to me, when we talking about contending, if they have Devontae, I don't know if that makes them a Super Bowl contender.
You can say that for damn near every team that he goes to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to minimize that point at all.
I think that's what I mean when I say him trying to go to a contender. I don't think it's a Super Bowl. I don't think he would be going to a Super Bowl contender, because we can go ahead and take the Chiefs off this list. If they trade Devontae Adams to the Chiefs within their division, I'm writing a letter to the NFL calling for collusion.
Everybody in the NFL is going to do the same thing. Like at that point, like you say, that's just not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just not fair. That's not even a competitive edge or anything. Like that's just wrong. Like you said, who put it in the group? I think I got Sean. He did post the Edgar Allan Poe joint that was cryptic. And if you're not familiar with him, Fear the Raven, Nevermore.
So, he also
don't make them a contender.
So I do want to say, I think with that cryptic post, a lot of people were just saying, "Oh, he posted Edgar Allan Poe," but he did post Edgar Allan Poe again after that. And it was basically believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. So I don't know if that's basically him saying like, hey, I didn't request a trade. Antonio Pierce out there saying I played my last game. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Or, maybe he's saying I want to be a Raven. Who knows? But will that make them a contender? I don't know if that's, to me, I think the Ravens got what they need, because hear me out. Because we saw in Kansas City, once they got pass happy, it went downhill from there. To me, like, if you just y'all need to run the ball. Y'all need to be that old school wear people out type thing. I don't want you to fall in love with your new toy. Don't get Devontae Adams and then it looked like at the beginning of the season where Derrick Henry get 8 touches. No, that's not what y'all need. Run the ball. And to me, doing the things that they have right now, I think makes them continue to be like, run the ball, pound the rock, and then throw the ball to keep people honest. That's all I'm saying.
Right now, currently constructed, they're still they're regular season real. They're the regular season real ass Ravens. You know what I'm saying? The team that can look like they can just be the number 1 seed, right? But in the playoffs, they'll be easier to defend because all you would have to literally do is just stop the run. Because
But
I mean,
say,
they're not passing, bro. They're not
say,
even getting they Flowers in real routes, bro.
but
They're
here's
giving him smoke screens and just giving him the ball in his
that's
hand.
all they
Do you
really. But
he can run the more
let-
of a route tree.
the one thing
bro.
I will push back on you is saying all you got to do is stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
You been knew that, and you still like it's still hard to stop. So it's not just all you got to do is stop the run. No, you got to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That's a lot different than just saying all you got to do is stop the run. To me that's a big difference.
What do you mean? Because like in critical game, people have stopped the run and forced him to pass. Even if however you want to frame it of stopping the run or forcing Lamar to pass, that's the formula. And
it has not been with Derrick Henry. That's all I'm saying. It looks a lot different. It looks a lot different.
It only has looked a lot different in a few games.
But as we see them getting more comfortable, and again, they have these like as Roger Rosengarten gets more comfortable,
yes,
it's starting to look a little bit different. So all I'm saying is it's a little bit different. And again, you start doing that, they still have the ability to throw the ball. Yes, they're not getting Zay Jones out and a whole bunch of routes, but if again you just put the ball, like he didn't run a whole bunch of real routes in college. Just get him the ball. He was one of those guys. Get him the ball type people.
Yeah, but once again, they are actually using like Isaiah likely hasn't had a game like he had in week 1 since.
For sure.
Mark Andrews ain't caught a pass since last year. You know what I'm saying? Because they're using him to block. And they playing way more 12 personnel, way more 13 personnel. Like they're not even really trying to pass, They can't because his offensive line can't pass protect. So they are running to protect themselves because that's the really only thing they can do as of now, as this offensive line continues to gel and all. I'm not saying it's only week 5. You know what I'm saying? Things can change, but currently constructed, if it becomes a passing game, if the team forces them to pass and all they have is Zay Flowers and the inconsistent Rashad Bateman, bro, you tell me all the time, ain't nowhere in the world has the stance that you've been having and the conversation that we've been having about wide receivers, about how you always been fighting for Green Bay to go get another wide receiver.
I've been fighting for them to. No, I've been fighting for them to get wide receivers. Yeah. Let's not
let's go to the Ravens and say they got everything they need when they only got
I never said it. No, I did not. What I'm saying is, will it get them away from what they are supposed to do? Because in those critical moments, we've seen them getting pass happy. I'm not saying don't go get a wide receiver, but I'm saying if you get Devontae, it's like, oh, now I got a Ferrari. I'm gonna drive that every day. When it's like you don't like you forget, like, hey man, that Ford truck, it like you bought a Ferrari. But you live in North Dakota. You probably want to drive that Ford truck more often and then just bring out that Ferrari when you need it. That's what I'm saying. So to me, it's not necessarily saying, oh, go get Devontae, but maybe get someone that can elevate your wide receiver room, but you won't fall in love with. So it's like you don't lose your identity. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's a contrarian point of view of saying, do they really need Devontae? Because will it sidetrack them from what they need to do? Because what is their bread and butter? That's all I'm saying. It's a question. I'm not even saying I believe it. I'm just posing like a hypothetical question.
No, I'm good with the clarification. You know what I'm saying? We good now. We on the same page. I think I got a 2-part. Which team? Yeah, I do have a 2-part, but which team do you think he's going to? You can list all the teams on here that you think he would go to. You don't have to, have a concrete. He's going to the Jets. That's it. Like we don't have to do that, But that's all I'm asking.
So to me, like I said, like I've said it already. I believe. Hey, I ain't talking too much trash because we do play them this week.
Just as long as you know.
We do play them this week. But to me, again, like I said, at the top of the list is the Jets and the Saints in my eyes, because it's that familiarity, and with it being mid-season, that is, what I think could be a possibility. My sneaky one is one of the ones that a lot of people have already kind of said earlier. I've heard it thrown around, but the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, I'll give credit where credit is due. I think it was Bill Barnwell who said you kind of want to do it very similar to what you kind of saw the Texans do with CJ Stroud. Yeah, you had you had Nico Collins, you had Tank Dell, you had, some pieces in place, and then he actually ended up being better than what you thought. So it's like, okay, while we got him on this rookie deal, let's go get Stephon Diggs and just see if we can, add something in. So right now, you only really your only true weapon right now is Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson running the ball. So if you can, add in a Devontae Adams and, with Jaden Daniels on that rookie contract, you may be able to get this deal done with actually giving up less, because the Raiders won't have to necessarily eat a ton of money. So that can kind of be that trade-off, there. And it's like, with that new ownership, who knows how aggressive that they might be in this. So that could be a thing. And then I actually agree here with Sean. Another sneaky one for me is Atlanta, because who knows what Kyle Pitts is? Well, we kind of know, but it's like,
we know.
Yeah, we know. So now it's like you pair Drake London up with Devontae, and then you got Bijan and Tyler Algier. That could be a pretty dangerous offense, and you keep them away from the Saints.
I think for them, in particular, Atlanta, they just need to just get more continuity with Zach Robinson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think he's getting more comfortable in his play calling.
Because if he's comfortable, then once again, like this offense has what they need. They got Darnell Mooney that's still looking like
even in Chicago, he just be randomly just popping out with these crazy one-hand catches.
Yeah.
He reminded me of like Brandon Lloyd. Remember Brandon Lloyd, who just used to always end up on the Sports Center top 10 because he had like the craziest catches in the world, but then you look, he got 400 yards on the season. Like, dog, what is going on?
Yeah, that's that. But like I say, if they could just get it, like not get it together, but they could just continue to build off what they got. They got enough offensively. You know what I'm saying? The Saints, they could use them, and they another team that don't care about the cap. So that don't, say they could use another wide receiver. Like, I get it, Shaheed has definitely took strides, and once again, Chris Olave has definitely continued to progress. You know what I'm saying? But after that,
and to me, him going to the Saints it kind of does almost like the Hill level roster building. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, now you got Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, and then Rashid Shaheed. It's like that becomes really, really dangerous, because you got the do it all in Devontae Adams. You got a big play, but can kind of, move around in Chris Olave, and then you got to take the top off in Rashid Shaheed. But almost all of them dudes can still be interchangeable as well.
Yeah.
Like, you could put Rashid Shaheed in the slot and, cause hell. Devontae can go in the slot. Chris Olave can go in the slot. So it's like everybody can do a little bit of everything, and it just makes that, to me, and then you still got Alvin Kamara. To me, it just makes that offense a little bit more difficult. And I think that's good. What do you think about the Rams?
I hate it.
Why?
The reason why I hate it, because Puka's injury is not his career. I mean, not season ending.
Right.
Cooper Kupp injury, not season ending. They're coming back.
But when?
Okay, but they're coming back.
But here's my thing. If they're coming back, when will it be too late? Because Cooper Kupp has had some injuries, and he's not the youngest anymore either. So to me, again, if you want to maximize this window that you got with Matthew Stafford, and quite honestly, maybe Sean McVay.
Yeah, but it kind of goes against what they've been doing recently. Like, them picks days is over. Like they still trying to rebuild and come back to relevancy organically. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But it's also like because of Devontae's age and contract situation, it's not like it's not like you about to have to pull an AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill kind of deal. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this is necessarily one of them F them
mean,
pick type moves. This is one of those let's keep everything afloat possibly, because you don't want the Seahawks to run away with this division. You don't want to kind of like it. You could legit fall into last place and start digging into a hole if Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua don't come back and get to full capacity very soon, because that whole team is injured.
And we've seen Sean McVay get all three of his wide receivers, the ball. Like he had Brandon Cooks, he had Cooper Kupp, he had Robert Woods at the same time. He ended up getting he had Cooper Kupp on the triple crown year, and he ended up going to get Odell. They they both ate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
and there's only a few coaches in the NFL that I think would be able to draw up an offense to make everyone viable, and he's one of them. That's why I asked that question.
It's just once again, like Marcus said, I don't think they're in the all-in year. I think they just
for sure.
Relevant. They got their Super Bowl.
Would you trade Brandon Ayuk for Devontae?
The way he's looking, I would to get about that contract and rebuild and not rebuild, stay afloat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With some contract relief coming soon. Yeah, but I know they're not really a viable option. I'm gonna tell you what scares me about the Steelers. And what scares me about the Steelers is Devontae's attitude. We've heard a lot of Devontae, these past 2 seasons. Like we've never heard him before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
More recently, bro, he conducted himself like he's a true he's still a true number one. Now, on certain teams in the league, he can still go and be a number one, right? Don't get me wrong. He still got some left in the tank. You got a dog over there on the other side in George Pickens, who is certified number one in Pittsburgh. Bro, you don't need another personality to come in there and act like that's little bro. You know what I'm saying? You would need somebody with a personality to enhance what George Pickens is doing. You feel what I'm saying? So, for example, somebody else that's on the trade block, Amari Cooper. If Amari Cooper I know this will never happen, but if Amari Cooper went to the Steelers, he wouldn't stop nothing George Pickens doing. You know what I'm saying? George Pickens would still be I'm ascending as that top dog. You feel what I'm saying? As far as Javonte Adams come in the building, they go put a microphone in his face and he's like, yeah, bro, I'm still number one. I'm number one. You know what I'm saying? And Pickens over here got to hit that. You know what I'm saying? It can cause some rifts, unnecessary rifts.
I'm also not necessarily putting like some of the stuff that we've kind of heard and how we've like portrayed, like how we've seen Devontae Adams.
I didn't make it I didn't make it seem like he was a diva. I didn't make it seem like he was a malcontent in the locker room.
Okay,
I'm just saying, in his mind, he feel that he's a number one, and what comes with being a certified number one, you know what comes with it? Come with targets and stuff like that. So, for example, I'll take the Steelers out the equation. I think he would ruin the Jets, and as far as what he can do, and I ain't even talking football. The aesthetic of I'm still number one. I'm coming in. This is my dog. Aaron know how I play. He know how I get down. And you having a little issues with what he asking for. Oh, I know how to run that. Oh, I know how to do that. Oh, I know how to get open right here. I ain't got it. Creativity. We don't need none of that. I need a head. Oh, this is what Aaron want me to do. It's seamless. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, you go out there and you have a 10 target game, and I got 4. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going against the lesser corner because that's your dog. And this New York. I'm already complaining about the offense, just off the simple fact that and Devontae ain't got to do nothing wrong. It's just his presence,
for sure. And the only thing that I'll say in kind of like in response to that is I understand what you mean when it's like, oh, I come in and you have a 10 target game and I only get 4. But it's like it's not necessarily a given that he's gonna come in and then all of a sudden he's gonna see a dramatic dip because it's like
Dramatic
no,
from what?
from his target share. I don't think Garrett Wilson's necessarily going to get a dramatic dip in his target share. Like of course there's going to be a dip, but so I just had to pull it up right now. So right now, Garrett Wilson, as you would expect, is their target leader with 34.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Breece Hall with 24. After that, it's Alan Lazard with 24.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's had
Mike Williams ain't played all the games either though. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, Mike Williams ain't played all the games, but when has he ever?
I know. I'm just saying. I'm for that. I'm not talking about injury. It was just
right. But then it's like so that's all I'm saying. It's like he could take damn near all them Alan Lazard targets because he's had an 8 target game he had an 8 target game when they was in Denver, and we know how that game looked.
Mm-hmm. But
he had a 9 target game in San Francisco. So it's like
you said those targets that you just said for Alan Lazard. What was the target for Garrett Wilson?
Oh, that's not a problem. So I ain't no problem. No, so in Denver, Garrett Wilson had 8, so similar, and then in San Francisco, he had 11.
You don't see the issue. Because the only reason Alan Lazard got those targets because that's Ernst Mann. He ain't good.
I know he's not good, but my thing is when Alan Lazard, he won't be on the field if you get Devontae. Mans are not.
Bro, him having 8 targets and Garrett Wilson having 8 targets is malpractice already. So I'm
not being naive because again, go ahead.
I'm done. I'm saying you'll be naive to think that in that same game, if you swap out Alan Lazard for Devontae Adams, you don't think this? You think they still gonna be 8-8 when Alan Lazard should have never got 8? All right.
All I'm saying is just like if you got Patrick Surtain on you, and it's already you got clamps on you. I'm sorry. Patrick Surtain is going to be guarding Devontae.
Okay,
so your 8 are going to look a lot better when you go to San Francisco. Those 11, even if those 11 go to you, you caught 6 of them for 60. If 11 go to Devontae and then you get 8, you still got a chance to get. You can go 6 for 5 and still have better than 6 for 60 because you have better opportunity.
Do the Patriots game. You keep skipping that game.
The Patriots game, he had 9. He had 9 targets.
And who else had? And everybody had targets the rest of that.
And then Alan Lazard, the Patriots game, Alan Lazard had 3 targets.
But that was all he had. How many touchdowns did he have that game? Right? Didn't he have 2?
No, he had 2 in the 49ers game. The Patriots game, he had 3 targets. He caught 3 of them. I'm
talking about touchdowns.
No, he had 1 touchdown in the Patriots game, and then Garrett Wilson got 9 targets for 5 catches, 33 yards, and a touchdown.
But that was the game. I'm using that game in particular because that was the game that he was throwing the ball to everybody else. Remember how they hyped it up,
But he had 9 targets with Christian.
53 yards and 53 yards.
33.
33. I gave him extra 20.
So that's all I'm saying. But we've also differed on this, having 2 number 1 things for a while too. Because I think it's going to make people's job easier. Sometimes you think it's going to cause an issue because of target share when these teams throw the ball off so often. And guess what? It ain't like they're good at running the ball right now. So you need all the help that you can to try and spread things out.
But I'm only going off personalities too. Like I
don't think the personality is going to be a problem. Because my thing is,
I would wholeheartedly think, even if let's use Dallas. If he came to Dallas, I would think it would be a problem, bro. I mean, we can disagree. We can disagree for sure, but I think it's gonna be a problem if CD not getting all his targets.
I don't like so here's my thing. I don't think it's gonna be a problem unless CD starts complaining that he's not getting his targets. Because again, like I said before, I don't think Devontae is gonna come in and be like, oh, nah, I need the ball, I need this, I need that. Because like I said, we've seen Devontae when Devontae got frustrated and was really start talking, it was because they was out there getting him killed, and he went into a situation where, hey, I would like to go, like, I want to go to Oakland, I want to be closer to home, I want to go play with my dog. Y'all trade him, and then now I'm out here getting killed, and so yes, you see me out here saying I got to get out of here before I get killed. So I think it's different. So I
didn't say he was, but once again, I didn't say he was the negative one. I didn't say he was
right.
The one.
Let me make one more final point real quick, because we do have to move on. One final point here also is a lot of receivers around the league give Devontae Adams still a whole bunch of credit as being one of the top dogs in the NFL. So I do believe he walk in a locker room. I don't think it's going to be like, nah, I'm supposed to be the top dog. Like, I think it's like, oh, we lit type thing, because I do think some of these receivers have an understanding that it can make your job easier. Segue to the next segment. I got to get my charger.
All right. But it was funny. I just think, man, it's a personality thing, man. Personalities happen, man. Personalities definitely play a factor, man. I'm going to go ahead and swing through because we ain't about to be here all night. I got some other things to do. On paper, like I said, Dallas would be a sneaky good option for him, but his old ass Jerry willing to make a move? No, he's not definitely making a move. He already came out today and said we are already on the soft rebuild anyway. So it is what it is. Before we move, we're going to move on. We're going straight to our picks, bro. That's cool with you?
Yeah, that's cool.
Before
we can get to.
Yeah. Before we move on though, but when you said this, people still hold Devontae at a high standard, right?
Yeah.
You prime example to see this, bro. What did Chad do when T.O. got there? He gave him high regard. He held him in high regard. Like, oh, this is T.O., this is big bro. And what did he do? He took a step back. And who was the better receiver at that time? Chad was still the better receiver at that time. But since that was this man, and he held him in so high regard and hierarchy, it had a negative effect. Yes, I'm using hindsight to say this, but it had a negative effect on the season. And T.O. ain't come in there and do nothing. T.O. ain't come in there and say he was the man. T.O. ain't come in there and say, oh, yeah, y'all got to give me the ball. It was just a natural difference. We see this in basketball. We see this all the time.
The only thing that I'll say about that is, so, like, that season, that was 2010. Like, the whole season, like, because that's the only season that T.O. played there. So I don't like, it wasn't just T.O. came in and it ruined everything. That was
what I said. You hear what I said? In hindsight, I can use this because I know the result. Like, I know everything was bad. I'm not blaming T.O. on the joint. I said in hindsight, I know everything was bad because we know the result. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And I do just want to say, I don't necessarily, I truly don't believe like T.O. came in and Chad took a step back, because I had to go double check before I spoke, because it was just a nasty season all around. I do remember that. So T.O., he did lead the team in targets. He led the team in catches. He led the team in yards. He had 139 targets, but Chad had 126. So it's pretty close. He had 72 catches. Chad had 67. It's real close. He had 983 yards. Chad had 831. It's real close. The only difference was T.O. had more touchdowns than Chad, 9-4. But with even because Chad was 32, T.O. was 37. T.O. at that time was still a bigger body in the red zone, so I can't even be mad at that.
What it was, I mean, all it was, he was just a better TJ Houshmandzadeh at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was certain times, you know, the stats told you another thing, like
because even in some of those seasons, like even when like it was like Chad and TJ at the peak,
yeah,
it was
TJ
like
would have more catches and more targets.
Yeah, like I think it was like TJ would be out here having like 100-something yards. I mean, not 100-something yards, but 100 catches. And Chad may have like 80, 90, something like that.
Mhm.
But it's because Chad's more explosive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but and that's my thing. It felt different because T.O.'s presence was T.O.'s presence. It's T.O. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
all.
But I mean, he getting traded, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he gets heating up. We'll see where he goes. But like I
They
said,
they pulling the NBA like, hey dog, don't even suit up.
you don't
Got a
even that
little, you
hand.
got a little, you got a little hamstring, huh?
Yeah, but if he goes to the Jets, I call it hate. I don't see him making a significance for them. But hey, that's just me.
Do you see them like winning a playoff game?
No, I don't
Okay,
see them getting to the playoffs. But
okay.
that was always my thought. You know what I'm saying? But
All right. So let's go ahead and get to these picks. Who'd you pick for the Thursday night game?
I didn't. I was pissed, and I know I
One
normally
game at a time. One game at a time.
I normally go Tuesday and just at least get some picks in before I get my real, But
Yep.
I got caught up in work, so I can't even give an answer because I didn't make a pick before that. So, yeah, of course I would have picked the Falcons. So.
Well, I did pick the Falcons, so finally I made up a game.
Yeah.
Tampa defense will win. Huh?
Huh?
That game happened already, my good sir. And that defense, it did not win that game for them.
Yeah,
they got cooked.
Yeah. So we're gonna go left and then we go right. It's in order. So we got a London game, a Germany game. Which one of them overseas games?
It's it's in like London or somewhere in Europe over the pond.
So we got the Jets and the Vikings, 9:30 in the morning. So make sure you set your fantasy lineup in beforehand. I got the Vikings.
Yeah, I got the Vikings too. I mean, right now it's just they're playing at too high of a clip. I think that Vikings offense is going is something. And I think Sam Darnold, man, I think he could still do something. And of course, they still got Aaron Jones toting that thing. It's going well. And
Everything is clicking.
the only thing that I can't say the only thing, but the key to this game, if Quentin Williams can cause hell and look like what he got paid to do, he can cause hell because I think he can make in a revenge game. He can make Sam Darnold see ghosts, giving pressure up the middle. The tackles, Darisaw and O'Neal, yeah, they gonna lock shit down, but it can be had up the middle. So if they can make something work, then it's a possibility. But
that's fine. They can have a great game. That's Viking defense by the wreck chop.
Oh, they finna cause hell. They finna cause hell.
Man, we got the Bears and the Panthers and the Bears. I got the Bears, and then I shot. Say it again. If Caleb Williams don't look like the #1 overall pick against the Panthers, then we're gonna really have a conversation about Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? I know me personally, I've been holding off on the conversation because he did do what I said against the Colts. He just had them two dumb-ass rookie plays.
Yeah.
That pick 6, and I'm like, you're messing it up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, if you can't do that against the Panthers defense, my brother. Bruh. All right, Shane Walden is trash, but come on.
Yeah. This needs to be Caleb's like breakout game. And I know people gonna say, "Oh, it's just the Panthers," but this is one of them games where it's like I want Caleb to go for 275, 300, 2-3 touchdowns and look efficient. You know what I mean? And look like he's comfortable, got command of the offense and stuff like that. This is kind of the game I want to see from Caleb.
I was looking, you can see Mark got trash, bro. He been missing us a few weeks.
Yeah.
We gonna get to our nasty game of the week.
Yeah, we get into the nasty game of the week. I see it.
I see it too. Hopefully we'll see it together. But did we he didn't get it this week. Nasty Man didn't get nasty game of the week this week, right?
The nasty man doesn't get the nasty game of the week solely
Yes.
solely
Totally.
because the dude on the other side of the field,
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels. I want to like the Browns defense isn't looking like the Browns defense from last year where it was like, oh, top 3 defense,
Yeah.
but it's still like they still are playing pretty good.
Yeah.
So I do want to see how Jaden Daniels performs against this defense. I think it'll be his biggest test thus far of the season.
Yeah.
And again, I said last week, if Jameis Winston comes in, they win the game. I'm going to say it this week. If Jameis Winston comes in, they'll win the game. If not, Jaden Daniels. That might be the only time I pick the Browns is if Jameis Winston comes in. Because Deshaun looks trash, dog.
Yeah, he does. And I'm going to say that if he can't find any success against this Washington defense, then yeah, it's time to bench him, dog. Like you need to have some type of success and do something. But I think I'm gonna go with the Browns off of hate. I'm gonna just go ahead and get it out of the way out of hate and hope. I'm not really hating. I do have actual logic. I do think that this defense is the best defense that they face. I think this defense does things still that the Commanders offense hasn't seen.
Right.
And doesn't it doesn't execute well against what Jim Schwartz would do. I think the defense would just do enough to win this game. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I could be dead ass wrong because they can come out there and light the Browns up and look for real. You know what I'm saying? I could be, and that's fine. But we got this got to be nasty game of the week, bro. And this ain't even the one I was thinking of, but this
I know which one you were thinking, because like it sounds good. Because we'll talk about it when we get there too. But then, like after I finish what I said about the Commanders, I'm like, oh no, this is the nasty. This is the nastiest game of the week. Watch this end up being a shootout. I don't know how, but watch somehow this just be like one of the most exciting games of the week out of just pure nowhere. But to me, this is going to be this has to be the nasty game of the week. And I already put in some parlays, and this was on there as the under. Whatever the point spread was, I think I got it at like 36. I put the under on that one.
They definitely going over now.
I shouldn't have said it out loud.
You're right. This is nasty. It's nasty. I think they need to give. This is when Tua need to get his credit, bro.
Yeah,
there was a lot of people. Tua not that good. He a product of the system. Anybody can do what he doing in this system. You just put anybody back there, just throw it to a spot. They can just execute. It's not that hard. He ain't doing nothing. It's easy to throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And all that. They said all that. We just seen 2 quarterbacks look completely ass in this offense. So don't come out here and just tell me that it's just that easy and anybody can do it. Because once again, we seen 2 different. And one of them went to the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Put some respect on his name.
You gotta put some respect on his name because they keep telling you that he made the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And it's nasty. So before we move on, what do you do as your Dolphin organization? Do you try to break? You just wait till Tua come back, stay afloat, wait till Tua come back, and try to contend, or do you tank?
But here's my thing: you can't stay afloat until Tua come back. We've already seen that. This team, like they don't have the level of defense to try and just stay afloat. Because now it's like, like when you had Tua, it was like Devon Achane, he was getting damn near 6 yards per carry. Soon as Tua come out, he can't run the ball no more.
At all.
They can't run the ball no more.
At all.
And so it's like you don't have the makeup on this team to run the ball, play good defense, and then try and just get a couple play action shots here and there, regardless if you got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So to me, it's like you either tank or you need to make a move. And
Yeah.
to be like, I'm sorry, I know, like this has probably been said before. The Steelers aren't going back to Russell Wilson. They're not going to Russell Wilson.
I'm not so sure. But go ahead.
Just go get him.
I would definitely call about him. If anything, he's the best option to keep it afloat.
To keep it afloat, go
Yeah,
get him.
Go get him. You know what I'm saying? Because he could, as bad as whatever you want to say about Russ, he can definitely duplicate what Tua was doing to a certain extent. Way better than what we've seen.
And guess what? One thing that Russell Wilson can do that them two quarterbacks that they trotted out there can't do, throw the deep ball.
Yeah. So if like I said, if the Steelers playing hardball and they asking prices too crazy.
Oh no, you will get a 6. Like, hey, a 6.
Yeah.
You want a 6 with a conditional 5?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
If not, hey, all right.
But yeah.
Number 1 overall. Quinn Ewers, here we come.
That's what or Shador.
Or Shador.
Or Cam Ward.
We'll talk offline because we absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He falling off for the Jalen Milroe. I'm just naming quarterback that I know.
We'll talk while I say Quinn Ewers. We'll talk about that. But okay. All right, what's next? We got Colts and Jaguars.
Another nasty game of the week.
This is terrible.
And yeah, it's nasty, but it's the division game. Shouts out to Mark. But I mean, I do got the Jags winning.
It's got to be the Jags.
I mean,
it has to be the Jags because if it ain't the Jags, hey, Doug,
I'll let you pack it up.
Bring your bitch ass to the stage.
Yeah, it's time to wrap that up. Yeah, so there's nothing to discuss about that. We got the Bills. Oh, we got the Bills and the Texans. We had to do it, Miss King.
Yeah, we had to do. Sorry, Miss King, but them Colts. Well, you know what?
With Flacco, they got a chance.
With Flacco, dog,
they do got a chance.
Because the way the Jags looking.
No, the way Anthony Richardson looking.
You know what? Who did I pick in this game?
I picked the Jags. I'm still gonna ride with the Jags.
I think I picked the Jags, but I just want to double check because. Oh no!
You picked the Colts.
I picked the Colts.
So
I'm gonna stick with it, dog. I'm gonna stick with it. And so this is the game that Dougie P get fired.
All right, good, cool with me. We got the Bills and the Texans, the revenge game.
I don't know how this didn't end up being a Monday night game, but
it should have been. As you can see, the Saints and the Chiefs out of that.
And then and it's so funny that finally we don't have a doubleheader on Monday night.
And this is what we get. And on top of that, why they take the 4:00 game? Okay,
look at these 4.
You couldn't have it at 4:00 because you only got one 4:00 West Coast. Yeah, come on, dog.
Now you got 2 West Coast games. The Rams.
I mean AFC.
AFC West Coast game. Yeah.
You only got one AFC game on 4:00, and that's nasty. But they had to be at 4:00 on the West. I'm just saying, man. This could have been the Monday night. This should have been the Monday night.
This definitely should have been, and yeah. All right, yeah. I didn't make a pick.
Yeah, about that. Me either. I got the Texans though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Texans. I think the Bills, they're gonna look a little bit better this week than what they did in against Baltimore.
Okay.
I think it just kind of it got out of hand for them quick, and we know if Baltimore is able to kind of just play their game, they hard to beat when they up. You want to get out on them early.
There's no Shakur playing, so that's why.
And that's what I was gonna say. With no Khalil Shakir, with no Khalil Shakir, I think Derek Stingley, he gonna be able to just be like, all right, this is who I got. Y'all do the rest.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna be able to. They can rush the passer. So
and like you say, Mac Hollins, MVS, like what they gonna do? Like Nah, this is about to get ugly for. That's why I think it's about to get ugly for the Bills again. Things, I just think so.
Yeah.
We got the Ravens and the Bengals. Yeah, I think the Ravens is figuring it out, and they use the Cowboys game to understand the identity that you want them to be. So now they about to go on this Ravens run that that they accustomed to doing, and it continues this week. Y'all can't stop the run, bro. So
Yeah.
it,
All I can say is we're getting some dudes healthy back. Hopefully that helps. And hopefully, Joe Burrow can play one of them vintage Joe Burrow games where he goes for 350 and you hit Jamar Chase on a deep ball or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got Oakland in the Broncos.
This is another nasty game of the week.
This is what I thought was originally going to be the nasty game of the week.
Yeah.
But then like I said, then I saw that Patriots Dolphins. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. This going to be 7-6.
I got the Broncos because it's too much dysfunction in with the Raiders, and of course, like I said, Max Crosby not playing, Devontae not playing. Hey, y'all already got but so many good dudes.
Exactly.
Your best dudes can't miss a game and think y'all about to win the game. And the Broncos defense has been legit all season.
Yeah, Broncos defense look like the best defense in the league at this point.
Yeah, if they could just get anything from the offense.
Yeah, shoot. You know what? I'm about to do something here. Now that with these nasty games of the week, I got some stuff cooking. I'm gonna send you a parlay. I might not send it to you because you be losing them. You be the bad. Say nah, yeah. But nah. I think this is gonna be one of them just ugly games, and it's in Denver. So I do think that no Max Crosby and no Devontae. I mean, dog.
Yeah.
Like what else?
Yeah.
I know you still got Christian Wilkins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. So yeah, I'm going to Broncos, and it kind of has to be the Broncos, but where else you gonna get some wins at?
Yeah. We got the Cardinals and the 49ers, and you was looking like a prophet for like the first 2 weeks when you talking about them Cardinals. And then they got the brakes beat off of them by the Commanders and looked like nothing. Like
the Bengals. That's what they look like.
They look worse. So now they about to get a division opponent, and I get it. They do play, even when they bad, they do play the 49ers, competitive, tough. But 49ers is once they catching their stride as well, as they get some of their players back, and quiet as it kept, Brock Purdy is playing at tremendously.
Yeah, Brock Purdy is playing at a high level, and to me, quite honest, that is what's going to be the difference in the game. I think Brock Purdy is going to be able to he's going to make this defense look bad. I think the Cardinals are going to be able to put up points, so I don't think they'll look as bad as they did against the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be the 49ers.
I hope not, right? For the Colts to find a way to steal one. But yep, go ahead. Hope you're right. The Giants and the Seahawks.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, Seahawks, but
is Malik Neighbors playing? I feel like he's missing. Yeah. Oh,
he's out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Whatever the under is for. You know what? That's another one I'm adding.
You sure you would do the under?
No, I'm saying the under for the Giants.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about total because I'm about to say, you sure? Because I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop the way Geno playing, and the way the Seahawks are playing. Period, and they getting Kenneth Walker back and all. It's about to get ugly for the Giants.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. We got the Packers and the Rams. The Rams just won't lay down.
Yeah.
So with that alone, it's going to be a tougher game than what it probably should be. I do understand that he's out of Christian Watkins is not playing and Romeo Doubs is not playing. That's tough.
I didn't know Romeo Doubs wasn't playing.
I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think both of them are not playing. They already was a wide receiver by committee anyway. man, what if they go get Devontae Adams and keep it afloat till everybody come back?
Dobbs is still listed as doubtful. I don't. So
Okay.
I mean, I guess did he practice today? Personal reasons.
Oh yeah. So
He didn't practice. He didn't practice Thursday or Friday. Yeah, he ain't playing. He ain't playing. So I don't know, man. I still low key kind of want to go with Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay
because I think that the Rams also have way too many injuries, and it's like, okay, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. Okay, you still got Jaden Reed, you still got Tucker Kraft. They've been running the ball, and I think that they still healthy on defense. You still got Jair, still got Xavier McKinney.
Is Jair playing this week?
I think so.
But he didn't play last week. But the thing is, though, the fact that the real reason I got him, Rams can't stop the run. So if they can't stop the run.
I believe the Rams' 2 starting wide receivers will be Jordan Whittington and Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, that's nasty.
All right, we got the Dallas Cowboys.
Ramondre just got benched.
Yep, and that's why I picked up Antonio Gibson earlier this week.
I had him. I had him on. I had him. I dropped him. And I got him back, but I don't think. Go get something for him. If you're gonna bench him,
yeah.
I'm only speaking for a Cowboy fan, bro. Like that, ain't nobody else gonna trade for him. So,
I mean, shit.
Anybody else gonna trade for him, bro?
Yeah, but I'm going out sad. That's why I had to pick him up.
Shit.
But yeah, Cowboys. What you got?
Cowboys and Steelers. We got Dallas duo. We could probably record it tonight. Might post it tomorrow morning or whatever. We might record it live tonight. Either way, we're recording. So we definitely will go more in depth about this game later on. I do think even though without Micah and without DeMarcus Lawrence, I think we'll still be able to play team defense and be able to win this game. I think it's going to be a close competitive game. I'm going to the game, so I'm trying to speak a win in existence. So let's go ahead with that.
Because if y'all don't win, that means because I already told you, you got to win. If y'all don't win, somebody got to lead there with a win.
Yeah.
If they don't win, I need to see you on Instagram holding it down.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Right?
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I feel you. I think it's gonna be a good game, though. I think it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully,
I'm picking out of hate.
I
So
feel
you know who I'm picking.
Hey, transparency.
All right. We got the Saints on Monday night going to Kansas City and the Chiefs.
Oh man, so who you picking out hate again on this one? Or what you gonna do?
I mean, I can't go against the man. The house never loses.
Yeah, for some reason. Do
you want to go with the Saints?
I'm going with the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Saints because, like I said, this is too quick to try to recover
without Rashee Rice.
Without Rashee Rice, you know what I'm saying? Like your receivers is definitely limited. They do have a defense to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's
to hold it down, to put up a fight. So that's right. Also, only reason I'm going with the Saints.
Yeah, and for me is Kareem Hunt. He came in. He did solid. He played pretty well. But you going up against, I think, Lattimore, Paulson, and Debo. They got linebackers over there. I think it's going to be tough on Kansas City with how diverse the Saints can make their offense. So I am going to go with the Saints, but just don't let it be close, because if it's close,
we already know.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Well, this was episode
254.
254. Man, rolling. Appreciate y'all, man.
We be at 300 real soon, man.
Yeah, man. Keep it rolling. Keep it going. What's up?
Oh, I was about to give a shout out to the Fab Fives for pulling up as usual, and
Oh,
I want to shout out the Fours. We thank y'all. We thank y'all. And can you believe this? It's still awake.
yeah, it's Friday. Yeah.
It's Friday. Oh, and he ain't have school yesterday or today, so I guess he just think.
Oh yeah, he throwing off. Yeah, he throwing off.
The world is his oyster. So
yeah.
all right.
You can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. The email is at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. Y'all the Fours. And some of y'all the Fab Five. And we out.